Start recording. Um, Guess who forgot to hit record last time? That would be your friend Jack.
Ooh,
Which is why I sent you the old link from that one a
yeah,
couple of years ago because I did record
yeah.
that one. But it was good, so it made me spend some time with my stuff. I almost lost my cool and threw my computer out the window. I didn't do that though. No, I make the mistake of working on my computer like after midnight. Terrible
Right.
idea. It's a horrible plan, and
Yeah.
it just leads me to be just being frustrated. But I figured it out. I had to install some drivers, had to do some things, and apparently the last time I was dorking around with it, I had blocked my microphone from being a microphone. And who knows
Oh,
why I did that? I probably was working on my computer too late and just made a
it won't work.
mistake. And yeah, so had to fix that. Figured that out. Took a second. Realized that I didn't record anything that we were talking about last time. Laughed about that for a minute. Um, yeah, I just had myself a jolly old time figuring all that out. But it actually, I think, is about right. I have the display of my computer recording, so I'm gonna change right because I can't have the whole. Oops, get rid of my Instagram. Nobody needs to see that. Um, because I can't have my webcam up and the phone call thing, right? So like we're figuring all of this out. And
Right.
to anyone that ever ends up listening to all of this, I understand that this sounds retarded. I've never
Same
done
here.
this before.
It's the learning game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But how you been, buddy? What's going on?
Good.
Yeah,
Good. Yeah.
I feel him.
Yeah. I've had different time off the podcast for sure.
Nah, oh, I mean, whatever. I can cut whatever out, and it's not like,
Oh,
you know.
oh, you can.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
it's a recording file. I can go in and trim all of it.
Okay, I don't want it on my YouTube or anything like that.
No, no.
Yeah. No, it's been good. Just kind of trying to find that middle ground, like we talked about the other day. You know. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but that'll be God. Fuck. How did the draft come up that quick? This fucking lady that I work with is just. She means well. I don't like. I wouldn't say that I dislike her. I would say that there's no chance I would ever hang out with this because I mean she's a nice woman. She means very well.
Yeah.
She's just all right. So the one thing that I think gets me the worst is that she'll say something and think it's funny and she'll giggle, which all right, so far I'm on board. I tell jokes and laugh at myself all the time.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then she'll like half explain the joke, and then she'll be like, and then I said like, ah, and she'll retell the joke. So like, no matter what she does, she like laughs about it, sees that you're like, okay, haha, and it was like, I was like, and then re-says the joke like 2 seconds later. No
Boy.
matter what, dude, it's like a nervous tick that she has, and it just makes me shudder like all the time. Or like she'll like tell people like what's the God, and I just mean she means so well, and so like I all right, so like the other day I'm working with this lady, and she turns around, she goes, Jack, what does your mom do for work? And I just say, lady, my mom is a behavioral psychologist. My mom's a therapist. And she looks at me and she goes, well, I majored in psychology, and let me tell you, nobody gets into that line of work unless they need therapy too. And then she turned back around and went back to work. That was the end of our conversation.
Okay.
I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Did you just turn around to tell me that my mom needs therapy? Why did you do that? What is wrong with you? It's
I
just
would not know how.
I I I try to be a good man. Like look, I've failed a lot in my life at being a good man. I try to I'm trying to be ever more decent every year as a man. That's what I want. Like, I just want to make sure that this year I'm a little more decent than I was last year. And next year you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build towards when I die, people can go, that was a decent man, and I can feel good about that. This woman tests me on a day-to-day basis when I work with her. It's like, bitch, did you just fucking turn around to tell me that my mom needs therapy? Like, anyway, so I work for this woman. She's a doctor, right? So I work at a hearing aid place. She's a doctor, lovely woman, very, very type A. She owns a business with 15,000 patients, and she's a doctor at the clinic. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman is on it. Very type A, very nice woman, but just like you can tell when she walks in a room, like you can feel this woman's in the room. You know what I mean? Which, whatever, my mom's like that too, so like it's never really bugged me. But anyways, this woman, she's like my coworker. She's like, me and the boss don't really get along because we're really similar people, so we just kind of clash. And I had to stop because I was like, lady, you are like 47 years old and you are working an entry-level office job. This woman is a doctor twice over and owns 2 clinics and sees 15,000 patients. You are nothing like this person. What are you talking about? Anyways, I work with her tomorrow, so I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to be decent, brother. Just trying to be decent. Everyone else is cool though. Everyone else is fine. Oh my god. All right, last one. I swear, last one. This woman came in. Her name was like Deverne, right? Like a DEV. That's not a real name. HIPAA. But Deverne, right? I like this. I can actually turn. But so Deverne, right? Something like that. And the lady goes, oh, and don't worry, I fixed your chart. I took a year of French, so I know where the capital letter should be after. It's just like, just douche chills, dude, all the time. So it makes me laugh. So yeah, I only have her Thursday this week, thank God. And then, yeah, she just fucking kills me. But, anyways.
You wake up tomorrow and just go, here we go.
Fuck, dude. I'm not kidding you. There's like at least 3 times a day at work when I'm working with her. And I worked with her 4 days last week. I wanted to fucking die. But I'm usually like 2. Like at least 3 times a day, she'll say so, and I'll just get up and leave the office. Like I'll get up and walk to the fucking break room, or I'll be like, I gotta piss, and I'll just walk out, dude. I can't do it with her sometimes, man. It's just not. Like, I understand that's my immaturity. Like, that's where I personally need to grow. I need to be able to just, like, tune out the douche chills. But, like, dude, I just feel it radiating up my spine.
Every time you get off work, you're ready to fucking bed out, fucking me, smoking a cigarette.
Dude. I just got the fucking, just the pen just fucking lighten up. Yeah, dude, not good. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, I got a couple minutes, so let's not bitch about my work anymore. Fuck, wait. I forgot. I literally forgot tomorrow was Thursday. So tomorrow they do just the first round, right? And then it's round 2 and 3 on Friday and the rest on Saturday?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. I do like that better, but I don't know. The second round's so important. I kind of feel like the second round should be with the first round. I don't know. I don't even remember. Is that how they used to do it? Was it the first 2 rounds and then it was 3, or was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I think that's how they did it.
Okay, it used to be, it was 2 days, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All day Saturday and then all day Sunday it was done.
Right.
And then it moved to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I think they went straight from Saturday, Sunday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because they didn't get anything on Sunday. Because the Sunday part, they would do like round 4 on ESPN, and then they shifted everything over to NFL Network because no one was watching that shit. Only I was watching that shit.
And then it gets to a point that they'll just show us
Right.
And then, oh yeah, by the way, this guy got drafted 20 minutes ago.
And they'll just be like talking about random guys that were on the national championship team that got drafted in the 5th round, and they're talking about him for like 20 minutes. Like, you know, like I didn't watch the draft, but you know when Stetson Bennett got drafted in the 5th round, or I think it was a 5th rounder, he might have been a 4th rounder, but you know they talked about him for 18 minutes. Just to avoid everything else.
So my draft complaint before getting our picture or talk about this year's draft, I say it every year since I was 10 years old. And it happens every fucking year. Every year, there's a guy. And, you know, you hear about him in college all the time. You see him on ESPN. You see him on SportsCenter. And then you never hear about him. And then, like, the first round, oh yeah, so-and-so I drafted today. Then you notice he drafts. Oh yeah.
What, like, do you have like a person in particular you're talking about?
I do. Boise quarterback Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. I love Kellen Moore.
He showed up all the time. When he talked about Boise State, he was on SportsCenter, and then like day 3, like, oh yeah, by the way, Kellen Moore checked out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Where it's like that guy was a big deal in college. How come he's just now getting mentioned? Yeah. No, I get you.
We talked about the same like 20, 30 guys for 2 fucking weeks. And then like day 3 it says best available. And then, wait, he's in the draft?
No one's mentioned this guy once?
And, you know, I told a friend that a couple of years ago, and they're like, yeah, but that means that they're probably not going to make it to a pro level. Like, I get that. But it throws me off every year. There's always that one time that I'm like, wait, how has he not been talked about? I heard, you know,
No, I do. I get what you're saying. That's let's see. I'm looking at a 7-round mock right now. I'm trying to scroll through to like round 5 to see some names maybe.
Because you get like your usual suspects, like, you know, your top 10, your first rounders, even like, you know, Michael Penix and Bo Nix and all that. And I don't think there's ever been
Michael Penix isn't a first rounder.
Or late first, early second, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just on. All right, how many quarterbacks? I don't know. This is kind of a weird question, I guess. How many quarterbacks do you think are going to go in the first round, and how many are worth a first round pick? How many have a first round grade? Because I feel like these are wildly different questions.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot early on. Like, I would not be surprised if for 5 picks for quarterbacks. You know, because you got Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Drake May, sorry, and who's the other one? It's right at the top.
Well, see, I don't think there is another one, but I might be wrong with that. We keep hearing J.J. McCarthy. It's going to be 4. That is fucking ridiculous. I've watched a lot of Michigan football. I've watched a lot of Big Ten football just in general. I've watched JJ for 3 years now. I don't get it.
No.
I genuinely just do not understand what's going on there.
I think there's a lot of quarterbacks at the top at best available, but to me, there's not one guy that like, oh, he's gonna go up. Even Caleb Williams, I'm not saying he's gonna be a bust. I don't feel highly confident about any of these guys, personally.
No.
Like, there's not one guy, like last year with CJ Stroud. You knew he was going to be the guy. And this year, I don't.
I do love that I have a shitload of documentation of me saying Stroud should be the guy on that one. Yeah. That made me happy in my heart. I love it when I'm right about quarterbacks. That shit makes me feel just whole as a person.
When you go, I don't know if you listen to stuff when you got better tonight or right now, but if you want to end your night, just let a smile on your face. I'm not even going to send you a video because there's tons of them. Just pick one. Go on YouTube and search up Mel Kiper's work.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Some of those are pretty funny. He he yelled and screamed at the Indianapolis Colts GM way back in the day. It was like one of the reasons because they didn't take Trent Dilfer like at number 4. Like, bro, Trent Dilfer, not a good pro quarterback. Won a Super Bowl, but I could have probably won that Super Bowl at the ripe old age of 9 with that defense. So I think that was a little different. That is such a funny moment in history. Okay, and God bless him, right? Because you're going to swing and miss, right? Like if we talked about this and put shit out all the time, we're gonna swing and miss. I like Drake May the most out of these guys. I think it's kind of weird. It'd be like the Trevor Lawrence situation where like the guy is such a number 1 overall pick that like you can't actually take anyone else. Like let's say the Bears GM Ryan Poles really liked Drake May. Like really liked him. You can't fucking take him. No chance. No chance, dude. Because if Caleb's good, you're never getting a job again ever. Ever.
Yeah.
But if you do take Caleb and he's not good, people understand that you made that choice. Like you can't go off the top of the board. You know what I mean? So like his choice is already kind of made for him. It's I don't know. It's an interesting situation like that. I like Drake May the most. I thought last year if he could have came out, he would have been up there with Stroud. He's a very interesting guy. Big dude, 6'4", 225, huge guy, big ol' arm, big. I really like him. I think he's probably the most likely to be successful. He might also suck. He might like that. Like that might be one where I'm just way off. I think he might be pretty good though.
That's how I feel about a lot of these guys in this draft. There's a lot of guys that I think could be good. I don't know. Like, there's nobody that I'm going to go, this guy is going to fail. But there's nobody that I'm like, oh, this is the guy. If I had to pick one that I like kind of like Jaden Daniels of the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, and
he's fun.
A friend of mine, credit where credit's due, lady of mine was telling me this last night. We were talking about the draft. And he said 10 years ago, he wouldn't pick Jordan Daniels. But he said nowadays, the way the NFL is with quarterbacks, like Lamar Jackson.
Just because, like, the physicality's dropped down?
Just physicality and the scrambling and being able to run.
For sure.
Daniels can do that.
Yeah. No, there's some tape on him where he decides, God, is it the Auburn game? I don't know. It was one of the games, I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But you can see he's got 5 wide, and the pocket splits for him a little bit, and he just puts his foot down and takes off. And it's like a 70-yard run, and no one even fucking comes close. And, like, he just guts everyone. And it's like, okay, that very obviously is a transferable skill. That's going to play at the NFL level. I saw this one thing that made me laugh pretty hard. It said the biggest issue with Jaden Daniels is that once a game, he gets hit like a fucking Looney Tune character. and if you watch his tape, like, you type in Jaden Daniels taking big hits, and there's a reel of him just getting fucking smoked. And it's like, all right, that's not good. Not in the NFL. Not when you're... Because this has him listed at 6'4", 210. I don't think he's 210 pounds.
No, which means he's probably about 195.
Which at 6'4" is tiny.
Yeah.
And, you know, he'll grow. He'll grow.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's put on 20 pounds easy. He looks pretty big now. But are you going to get your leg ripped off your body before you physically grow into it? I don't know. Be interesting. Sporting News has Drake May going second to the Commanders, and Jaden Daniels going third. I've heard pretty much everyone else has said Jaden Daniels will go 2, which is...
That's how I've heard.
Yeah, that's been pretty consensus for a little bit now. I thought it was interesting, though, which, hey, how about Seattle picking up Sam Howell? Love that for them. I captain of the Sam Howell fan club. me and my buddy Cody every week just talked about how Sam Howell could fucking spin that ball. Cody is like one of Charlie's high school buddies or whatever. And me and him got pretty close over the last year or so. We just watched Sunday football together. We'd be on like the PlayStation Network party chat, just chatting, watching football, not even playing games. Dude, every week we'd just be like, man, if Sam had a little bit of help around him, he'd be pretty good. I like Sam Howell. That guy can spin the ball. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool that Seattle ended up with him.
Do you think he could take Geno Smith's spot?
Geno Smith is good. Like,
He is?
people, I think, are really confused now. Yeah, that's a.
Okay, now.
You know what's funny? Is I was like, man, I really missed on Geno because I thought Geno was good in college. I thought he was going to be a good pro. And granted, that was like 2013, so I mean, I was pretty young at the time, but I was pretty convinced he was going to be a good pro quarterback. And I feel like that take is right. It was just a little delayed, you know? No, but when people are like, Geno, not as good as he was last year, that's really unfair. And it's not looking at what the Seattle Seahawks offense was last year and how just decimated the offensive line was with injury. If you isolate Geno's numbers to just his pressure numbers, he's a top 7 quarterback in everything under the pressure numbers. It's just that he was pressured so much that it drags his overall numbers down to make him look bad. It's like, whatever.
When you're feeling Geno Smith, I think a lot of people have to remember is, he's this, he's that, he's playing better. 2 years ago, everybody said Seahawks are rebuilding, they're getting bad for a while, they made the playoffs that season.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so ahead of schedule. I think you have to give him a little bit of weakness.
Yeah, well, and I just think that, like, if you watched football and watched the Seahawks intimately, you would come away with the impression that, man, it's really hard to judge that offense when your offensive line resembles a high school offensive line more often than not. And like, you don't have your right tackle for most of the year. You don't have your left tackle for the first quarter of the year. Your guards are legitimately sub-replacement level players for most of the year. And it's like, all right, well, how the fuck do you expect anyone to succeed there? Like, that's not really an environment for success. I mean, the fact that you have Lockett and Jigba and Metcalf and you still struggle to score points, that should lead you to see, like, there's something wrong organically. Even if you had a bad quarterback but a good offensive line, you're scoring a lot of points with those guys. Like, that's just what's gonna. You just end up with a shitload of picks. You'd look like Washington did, where you have a lot of weapons, but you have some problems internally, and so you have a lot of points, a lot of turnovers, and you have that kind of relationship. That wasn't what happened with Seattle. You had a quarterback that was trying to protect the ball and trying to keep people in games, and the offensive line was bleeding every week, and so we'll see how they decide to. I can't stand it when people say, "Oh, you know what Seattle needs to do is draft Michael Penix Jr. in the first round." It's like, dude, I'll fucking kill myself. Like, I'll just wait. Hold on, sorry, can't say that on YouTube. I will not like that. Is what I meant to say. That is horrendous. And if he falls into the second round and they pick up a quarterback there, great, whatever, who cares? But you can't do that. Michael Penix is 24 years old and had 4 season-ending injuries. You can't do that. He had 2 ACL tears. You cannot do that. That's ridiculous to do.
Especially when you have an established quarterback who's doing well.
And now a backup with starting experience on a rookie deal. You can't do it.
No. That makes no sense. So I heard that I'm piggybacking this from I was going to say Isaac Tucker every day, and he brought us something up today, and I wanted to run past you, because when he first said it, I was like, no, this makes, and when he started breaking it down, I was like, oh my. He said that college quarterbacks going to the NFL, and he said about, like, you're trying to do a carpet. He's got win and tell you, the wins and losses don't always matter going to the NFL. And he said, look at the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And they went down a bunch of names. Mahomes never won more than 7 games at Texas Tech.
Oh, in college is what you're saying. Yeah.
In college, yes.
Gotcha.
Josh Allen, he wasn't, he was okay.
He played at Wyoming. They won 1 bowl game. Yeah.
Played at Wyoming. Who knows?
I mean, you can run down a pretty decent list. You know, Brady split time at Michigan. That was a weird thing. Mahomes is at Texas Tech. Really only. I mean, heck, Geno Smith, West Virginia, Brock Purdy, Iowa State. I loved Brock Purdy at Iowa State. I wouldn't have said he was going to be a good pro. Not trying to throw that one out. I'm not LeBroning that one. But just, I really liked Brock Purdy. He was a lot of fun to watch.
Well, but then you look at the flip side of that. You look at quarterbacks that were dominant in college. Tim Tebow, Vince Young, Johnny Manziel.
Vince Young's a weird one. He made a Pro Bowl. He won Rookie of the Year. That's a. He didn't end up being the guy that everyone thought he was going to be, but you know, I feel like people shouldn't hate on people that had 3 years of success. You know, like he did okay, all right.
The one guy you can honestly say is going to sound kind of weird coming from me, coming to Homer. Herbert had a good career. They didn't win a championship, but Herbert wasn't that good. I don't think he was.
At Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. He didn't have any of the most talented Oregon teams either. Like he didn't have this year's Oregon team.
No. By
any means. He also. Book's kind of out on him as a pro quarterback. That guy loses a lot of really close games. We'll see how the next couple years go for him. His coach sucked. But I watched him lose a lot of games last year that were in his hands. I don't know. Eventually it has to start counting, right? This is year 6 for him. Does that sound right? 5? 2020, 1, 2, 3. I think this is 6.
Right around there.
Yeah. Because I got drafted in 2020, the Burrow class. Burrow ripped his knee apart. Right, they're all in. This is about to be. Maybe this is about to be year 5. Right.
5.
Yeah, 5. Okay. So it has to start counting soon. Like I would say this year, you know, has to start going. So that's okay. So here's another one. Your boy Trevor Lawrence has not been signed to an extension. He's eligible.
I love that it's my boy. I've always said, I don't think he's amazing.
You know whose boy he's not? He's not my boy.
Not nearly as bad as you say he is. It blows my mind. People want to say on YouTube, I got texts probably 12 to the 17 Sunday trial season. Trevor Lawrence, shooting our pig.
Because he was trash 12 weeks out of the year. I watch football. I watch a lot of football. Trevor Lawrence is consistently in the worst 6 quarterbacks that I watched this week. I'll send a list. I send a list to you every couple. I send a list to my brother. I send lists of here's the worst quarterbacks I saw this week. Here's the best quarterbacks I saw this week. Lawrence is in the worst list a lot, and he's never in the best list. Ever. And though I might be an ass, I would be fair. If he deserved to be in the best list, he would go in the best list. He just fucking doesn't. I don't know, man. And here's what it's fun. Here's why the Lawrence thing's fun for me right now. He's still not signed. Which means the NFL agrees with me. Otherwise, he'd have a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone else had a deal after 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And, like, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he got a deal today. He got paid out. Good for them. And it put so much pressure on other people. Good for them. But, you know why Amon-Ra got paid? Because he's good. Because the NFL knows he's good. Because he's eligible. Now, begs the question. If you're eligible, why aren't you getting paid? What's different? You know, that would be the question. You know, and I think that I just think a lot of people get lost because members of our sports media have decided to protect this guy for reasons I'm not exactly sure of. I know there's been a couple of people that have said some pretty outlandish things when he was coming out from college, and I think that has a lot to do with, like, I'm sticking to this take. This guy's good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, we have 3 years of football of him not being good, and like, it's kind of interesting, you know. Did you see the? Have you seen the comparison of him and Mac Jones? The stat, like, they're the same player. They're the same guy. Hold on. Let me find this. Mac Jones.
I mean, I will admit his first interceptions. That he puts up yards, he puts up touchdowns, and they're not.
That guy turns the ball over more than anyone
Yes.
else. Anyone else.
I will give you that. He's true. And like I said, I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's top half.
So his TD to interception ratio is 58 to 39, which that's insane. And then his fumbles, I wish I could see where his fumbles are because they are not good. Where is it? Is it his rushing? I don't see. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me pull up another one. Because I know that Lawrence has the most turnovers out of any quarterback since he entered the league. Boom, 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 boom. He had 12 fumbles in 2023. And that was just last year.
Yeah. Is that fumbles lost or just fumbles?
Just fumbles.
Yeah.
I can't remember where. Oh, is this? Am I gonna find all of it here? Yeah. So, his quarterback rating is actually a full point, well, 0.8 points less than Mac Jones. His average yards per attempt is less. I don't know. They're pretty much the same player, and kind of have been for like all of it. Let me see if I can share this. There you go. So that's just a little bit of stuff. You can see the interceptions are pretty similar. The touchdowns are pretty similar. The yards per game are within 20. The passing yards per attempt actually favor Mac Jones by a little bit. The completion percentage favors Mac Jones kind of considerably.
That's insane to me. Oh, wow.
And the fumbles favor Mac Jones incredibly. Yeah, kind of an interesting little thing. Yeah, last year he had 26 turnover worthy plays. I mean, the guy is just, ugh, he's just fucking bad. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting ordeal, to be really honest with you, because again, I watch a lot of football. I've seen this guy play football. His last 2 years, his QBR has been 56.1, so he's basically average. You know, that would be what that is. He got sacked 35 times. I'm trying to find his fucking fumbles lost. Yeah, because he threw 14 interceptions last year to 21 touchdowns. Like, that's terrible. His interception percentage was 2.5%. That's 1 every 40 throws. That's awful. His completion percentage was 65. I mean, that'll play, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's not as good as I thought it would be, I'll say that.
No, and if you look at his percentage pluses, so like, you know, like OBP plus, like you would for baseball, right? It's a 102, 105, 99, 101, 106, 95, 96, 107, 99. So he's average to below average at most everything. The guy's just not good. and it's I don't know, not to get on my soapbox about that, but it's just an interesting ordeal, and I'm unsure what that will look like going forward, because it is time for him to be paid, and no one has talked about a Trevor Lawrence deal at all, from what I've heard. I mean, let's take a quick look-see and see if we have a deal update. Trent Baalke says Jaguars are working on a deal. Okay. There's been some conversations. Okay.
Who's the backup?
Mac Jones.
He's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, for like a 5th-round pick. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so that means. Oh. Well, according to those stats, it's got a little 2-head monster.
That's 2 heads of Dookie, my brother.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Just all of that will be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite receiver? Do you like the neighbor's kid more than Harrison? Do you have a preference there?
I like Murray Harrison Jr. a lot.
Yeah.
And as I watch a ton of Ohio State this year, I think he's fun. I think he's explosive. He's really fast. I like Marvin Harrison. And another guy that I'm high on, I like Adunze.
Oh, me too. Me too. Yeah. I think his ball skills are just kind of out of control. That guy can pick the ball out of anywhere.
Would Adunze ever be able to? No, but I think he's definitely a first-round pick.
Odunze's going in the top 10. That's funny. This Sporting News has Odunze to the Jets.
I've seen that a couple times today.
If the Jets don't get someone to protect Rodgers, it's almost criminal.
See, and that's my thing is, as much as I like Odunze, if we don't get an offensive lineman, I'm looking at YouTube. I will go next week on this show. I will rant. If we have 3 receivers, we got Mike Williams, we got Garrett Morrison.
You have Mike Williams for about 3 weeks.
Well, okay, yeah.
Not wishing bad on anyone.
No, but we need a line. You know, I want that Florida guy from Oregon State. He'd be great. Although I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to contradict myself a bit. I want an offensive line, but if we don't, our shift over one position, Brock Bowers would be sweet too.
That's so funny. I like Brock Bowers, and he can block.
He can block. He's powerful. Give Aaron Rodgers more weapons.
That offensive line sucks.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
How come the Jets are just Seattle East?
It's the thing. And I watched 17 of 17 Jets games last year. I did not miss one. I watched every single game. And there were so many times we could have done to me. We have 0 offensive line. Granted, I mean, Damien Zach Wilson look worse than he already does. And when
I haven't sold my Zach Wilson stock. Zach Wilson on the Broncos, I like it. Count me in. Count me in. Make Zach Wilson play some quarterback this year. I think Jarrett Stidham's in trouble. Alright?
Yeah, dude, I said that in the radio the other day. It's Zach Wilson, Jarrett Stidham, and then a third quarterback. Who's equally as what the hell?
Do they have 3 on the roster? I don't know the third.
I can't remember who it was. They said it every other day.
Okay, hold on.
I remember going, what? It's a never stinker. Is it that's your free?
Did Ryan Mallett pass away? I was about to throw a random shot at Ryan Mallett, but I am not going to do that if he passed. I think he did.
Ryan? I don't think he did.
Random shot at Ryan Mallett? He's probably just sitting at home. Nothing. No, he did pass away last year. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
So no shot at Ryan Mallett. What was the guy that ended up going to Houston? That big fucker. Brock Osweiler. That used to be like the third for Denver forever.
Yeah, always behind.
Here. Yeah. Until he wasn't. All right. So we got Stidham, Zach Wilson. Hold on. Zach Wilson. I think it was just those two. Now I have 3 quarterbacks. Wait, what's the third one then, you fuck-ass... Alright, hold on. It's trying to tell me that you have 3, but then it's not telling me the third.
Maybe you're talking about if they got somebody. Because you're like, maybe it was a hypothetical. Because you were talking about, could you imagine Zach Wilson, Jarrett Stidham, and blank? I was like, oh, God. maybe it was a hypothetical. Because it was somebody like, what? Why?
Oh, Ben DiNucci.
That's it.
Hey, you know what? I like Ben DiNucci. I'm not selling my stock on Ben DiNucci.
He might win that fucking job.
He was pretty good in the XFL. Or USFL or whatever. And he played a couple weeks in Dallas a couple years ago. He was pretty good. I'm fucking in on Ben DiNucci. I'm in on the worst fucking quarterbacks. I'm in on Zach Wilson, Ben DiNucci, Justin Fields, Sam Howell. I'm in on these guys. Geno Smith. I'm fucking in.
Desmond Ritter?
No. I've never been in on Desmond Ritter. Ever. Let the record show that I love Cincinnati, and I was not in on that. Who are some other bad quarterbacks I was in on?
I know. It's funny, like the last couple of years, especially. I mean, you can always say it, but I feel more lately, there's some bad quarterback play in the NFL, man.
Tough. It's tough. And I think what it is there's such good quarterback play that the bad stuff looks real bad in comparison. Because when you look at like the 90s and the 80s football, if you look at the touchdown interception ratio then, like Troy Aikman's touchdown interception ratio would look like Trevor Lawrence's. Actually, let's pull that up. Let's pull up Troy Aikman TD to INT. And it was just and it was just because like that's kind of how it worked. Let's see. That's all right. So first few years pretty rough. 92 we started getting better. 23-14. Next year 15-6. Next year 13-12. Next year 16-7. I think 16-7 was a Super Bowl year. I think 12-13 was a Super Bowl year. 12 touchdowns, 13 picks. 19-12 the next year. 12-5 the next year. 17-12. And then at the end of his rope, 7-14. And so you're talking like that's Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer. Troy Aikman's got 3 fucking rings. Like Troy Aikman's a dog, but that NFL was just different. So those stats is just a little different. And it's fun to say that Trevor Lawrence sucks. But yeah, so that's a little interesting. God, the Broncos, man. Broncos are gonna end up with like Bo Nix or something. I like Bo Nix. I think.
I heard that.
I think yeah, that's an insane top 15 pick. But I do like Bo Nix. A lot of college experience. I wonder how I wonder if he has so many reps that there's not too much more for him to go up. You know, because he has so many live game reps, and he's like 23. So he's pretty molded.
24.
Is he?
I think so.
Old bastard.
But at the same time, I also wonder if because he has so much experience, will he be more composed? I mean, he's not a 20-year-old kid getting in front of once. Could that help or hurt him? I think the experience can help. He's been to big games. He's been, you know.
He just turned 24. Yeah, you're right.
And Bo Nix at Auburn was not good. He was
bad.
Not good.
Yeah.
I remember when he went to Oregon, I was like, really? Bo Nix? And he flourished under, especially Dan Lanning this last year. He's looked great. Yeah. Well,
I mean, it makes sense. You should be better at something when you're 23 than when you were 17. Like, that makes sense.
Sure.
And so, you know, maybe it does continue. Maybe he was just kind of a late bloomer and the progression will continue.
And because of that, having that confidence, having that experience.
What's different between Bo Nix and Kenny Pickett?
Right.
I mean, like, seriously, like, isn't that his comp? Like, wouldn't that be... Kenny Pickett's about the same size. They're both pretty mobile, but not hyper mobile. I guess Bo Nix probably has a better arm and probably bigger hands because Kenny Pickett's hands are like my size. But outside of that, like, that's an interesting top 15 pick. You know, that's probably not what I'm doing.
The mock draft that I saw, they moved to like 22, 23.
And got him there.
It was in a trade.
Which would make sense because Pickett was picked 24th, I think. 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this Pickett's first or second year?
This was year 2.
Okay.
I was never in on Kenny Pickett. Let the record show. I was not in on Kenny Pickett.
Either. I don't see it. I never really did.
Brother is my size. All right. You know what? This is a fun game. Let's pull the NFL teams. And then I'm probably going to jump because it's getting kind of late. But NFL teams. NFL teams. All right.
Tomorrow, if you have plans, I'll be home.
After the draft would be great. Or even during. That would be totally fine.
And then one recap.
Let's go. Official sites of all 32.
That'd be...
So I'm not going to embarrass myself and actually try to go and name all the teams. All right, so let's play in or out. This is going to be pretty fun because at the end of the year we'll be right or wrong or whatever. Okay. Just in or out on the quarterback. It doesn't have to necessarily be team success, but are they going to be good? Are you in? Are you out? Kyler... I'm sorry?
Okay, I was just trying... I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because, like, maybe one of the quarterbacks plays really well, but their team sucks. So, like, you know, you don't have to be wrong just because the team's awful. Kyler Murray.
I'm going to say out. I'm not a big Kyler Murray guy. I'm not super confident about that. I'm like 55, 45. If I had to pick one side,
you say out? Yeah, that is a really interesting one to start with. I'm pretty fenced about it, too, because he played really well when he came back at the end last year, but that team was so bad that it was kind of hard to tell. I'll say I'm out on him, too. I don't think he's ever going to be a big winner. I watched him play in that playoff game and look absolutely fucking scared against Los Angeles. I think that's a bigger section of who he is than the fun he has in the regular season against bad teams. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta Falcons.
Kirk Cousins is a guy who I don't think... God, I'm calling for him. Here's the guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's great. I think he's a lot of shit, but he doesn't need to.
In or out for this year?
For Atlanta, I'm in. I think he can do it now.
Goddamn right. I'm fucking in on Kirk Cousins. I think they win 9 or 10 games. They might win the division. I'm in on Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to be good. Granted, he has health, you know, but for everyone. All right, I'm going to go first on this one because I'm huge on this one. Bryce Young, I'm out. I am super far out. I was out before he was drafted. I was out at Alabama. I've been out on this from the beginning. I thought it was stupid he was picked number 1. I thought it was fucking ridiculous that Carolina traded for him. That was unbelievable. I'm out. Go for it.
If you just said 100% out. Yep. No question in my mind.
Brother's my size. I am 5'9", 185 to 190 pounds. That's what he's listed at. You know me for a long time. I shouldn't be playing quarterback. Chicago Bears is empty right now, but we will get them with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, right here. It's too hard to tell for rookies, obviously. I think I'm going to stay out. I'm not super confident about that. I think he could be good. I think, like you said earlier, I think you have to pick him at number 1. I think he's the guy to pick. I don't necessarily think he jumps off the page for me in the NFL. And now that I said that, watch him go 3 touchdowns.
Hey, but that's why it's fun. I'm gonna say in, but not as a like. He's not gonna take the league by storm. I think he's like 6'2", so he's not a very big guy. He's like 6'1", really. I mean, like
Yeah.
215-ish pounds. He's not that much bigger than like a Baker Mayfield. He's more athletic. I don't know if he has a stronger arm. He maintains his arm strength while he's throwing from different platforms, way better than Baker does. But Baker does have a lot of zip when he's on platform. So, not to throw shade at Baker Mayfield's throwing arm because he does have a rocket on him. But I do like Caleb, and I think he's coming into a really good situation with a lot of weapons around him and a good defense. And I think he's just going to have a nice soft landing. And so even if he's like decent, they'll win 8 to 9 games, and it'll be good for him. So I'm gonna say in that he'll be decent. Like we're not gonna be like, wow, what a bad pick that was. Like I think he'll be good. Um, Prescott. Are you? Here's how we're gonna answer this because Dag's a Dag. Probably in on Dag, right? Like if he was your quarterback, that'd be sick. But
I was just
are
gonna
you
say,
gonna pay him $60 million a year over the next 3 years? So we're out on Dak because there's no fucking way I'm paying him that much money. So
think
out.
about that. Every the Cowboys in general is going to tell me I'm talking shit or throwing shit or not. But if you like that Prescott and the Cowboys right now, what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go 11-6. You're going to go 12-5. You're going to make the playoffs, and you're going to shit your bed. How many times the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and wanting different results? We know who Dak Prescott is.
Yeah.
Is he a bad quarterback? No. Is he a good quarterback? Yes. Is he going to hit you? If Billy couldn't get it done this year, I wish you on Dallas this year. And it was friend with the Cowboy fan. I told her, I said, this might be the year you guys do it.
No way. Not with Dak Prescott.
I have more confidence in them this year, and they still fell apart in the playoffs. I don't know what else the Cowboys can do at this point. Will we make the playoffs? Yeah. But it's going to be the same thing. Show me something different. And I don't think he can. So,
No.
in or him being okay,
Right.
it's going to be another Dak Prescott year.
Right. All right. Try to go a little quicker because I'm fading quick. Jared Goff. I love Jared Goff. Been on Jared Goff. I think they're gonna be good. If they don't win the division, they'll be another 10-win team. I think they're good. I like Jared Goff.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
He's about to get paid too. I wonder what that money will be. I don't think it's gonna be top of the market, but he's about to get paid soon. Jordan Love. Do you think it was real, or do we? Because that's gonna be interesting. He was great at the end of last year.
He was great, and I'm gonna say in. I mean, if it's yes or no, heads or tails, in. But I'm curious to see how it looks next year.
Yeah, I am too. That'll be one of the ones I'm watching the most. I'm gonna say in. Yeah. It looked really repeatable at the end of last year. It looked really. Yeah. Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. I'm out. I love Matthew Stafford. Have for a long time. Really good player. Big arm. I mean, Super Bowl champion. The guy's great. He's like 37, 36. The guy's beat to shit. Eventually the wheels are gonna fall off. I'm out.
I think the clip is coming soon. I don't think it's happened yet. I'm in because I think that's how I'm going from first number last year. It's a Seahawks game. I think the Rams were supposed to be a really bad team. They looked really good this year. And look at what he did with Puka Nacua, who's a rookie, who's on fire. If you have the talent around him that he has, granted, that's what he did a couple of years ago, I think Stafford's got 1 or 2 more years. I'm in.
Okay. Minnesota, don't know who it's going to be. So let's go with Moxer. Keep saying JJ McCarthy. If it's McCarthy, I'm out. I've seen him play a lot. The guy's not a spectacular arm talent. He's a good athlete. It'll be interesting to see, but I don't buy into it. Not enough reps at the college level throwing the ball. A little too weird. Derek Carr. Love Derek Carr. I'm out on Derek Carr. He's been Derek footsteps for about 2 years now, and I just don't see it.
The year he got hurt, I want to say it was 2018, 2017, he looked amazing when he got hurt on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
He never recovered.
Yeah.
He's gotten better, but he was never that quarterback that he was. I'm now on. I like Derek Carr. I'm a fan of Derek Carr. I'm now on Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And he's had injury issues the last couple of years as well. Especially last season.
Daniel Jones, I'm out after the ACL tear. It's just rough. I'm out.
I could not be out more. I never understood Daniel Jones. I never got it when they drafted
If they had
him.
signed him for $20 million a year, I think it would be more manageable. They gave him a almost top 8 of market deal. It just didn't make any sense. Jalen Hurts, Eagles.
I mean, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of fell apart there at the end, but man, at the beginning of that season, nobody was touching him. Jalen Hurts, Daniel won Super Bowl 2 years ago. You're what? 11-0? 10-0 this year?
11, but it was pretty fugazi.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is one that I would watch out for. The guy's been beat up a lot in the last couple of years. He's going to get old early. The guy's going to get old young, and he's paid like $52 million a year. I'm in this year, but that's when I would be watching closely. Brock Purdy, I'm in. I like Brock Purdy. I don't think he's going to be the best quarterback in football, but I like Brock Purdy, and especially given the contract he has now, I'm in on Brock Purdy.
And I think he's shown you time and time again what he can do. The last couple of years, he's looked great. He's looked, went to Super Bowl last year. I don't know what else he can do to show you, to prove his worth.
Yeah. Yeah, and that TJ surgery that he had, the brace instead of full TJ, man, that must work well because no problems at all. He came back within a few months on that. That's interesting. More people are having that surgery now where it's the brace that connects the two instead of just full getting TJ. Interesting. That's going to be something I watch in the medical for the next little bit. Holy shit, dude. We just went through the NFC. We need to keep going a little quicker. Okay, Geno Smith, I'm in. $25 million a year, I'm in.
And he's sure his worth too.
Yeah, actually, same thing for Tampa. That's Baker. He's like $25 to $30 million this year. I'm in on Baker. I love Baker. I'm watching that one.
Took me a while, but I'm in on Baker. Yep.
Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is the pick there. It's not a Jaden thing. It's a Washington thing. I'm out.
Hard to tell. The quarterbacks right now, I think he could be a best. I'm in, but very slightly.
Yeah.
Cautiously, I should say.
Lamar Jackson, the guy sucks in January. So I'm in on him being great throughout the regular season and falling apart in the playoffs every year. So I'm out where it matters. Kind of in the Dak Prescott range there.
I agree. I like his, I agree with the postseason, but I like his athleticism. I like his scrambles. And now he's starting to throw the ball more. For right now, he runs, makes plays. He did it a lot last season. I'm in on more.
Josh Allen, I'm in. I feel like there's very few things to pick at. We'll see how Buffalo manages their team, but I'm in on Josh Allen.
I'm in. He's just gotten better and better. Continues to be right to the top of the heap. I'm in on Josh Allen.
Burrow, I'm in. Concerning injury history, especially that last one. That was very weird. But love Burrow. Think he's actually the best player of the quarterback position when everything's right. I think he's the best one. But in on Burrow.
I'm in. Like you said, the injury bug definitely scares me, especially come back from that injury. But if he comes back healthy, he's got a lot of talent around him. I'm in.
I'm out on Deshaun Watson for a litany of reasons. The contract not being the least of them. He costs like $63 million this year. Doesn't look right. He's torn his ACL twice. I'm out on Deshaun Watson.
100% out. Contract is way too wood. He hasn't looked good for a couple of years. And the injury problem is just no. Out.
Okay, so Denver. I'm out on Stidham.
Out.
I'm in on Wilson. I'm in on fucking DiNucci. And if Denver takes Bo Nix in the top 15, I'm out. That's just silliness. I think if Bo Nix goes to the right situation, I could be in on him.
Free quarterbacks, out. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a hard time trying to figure out who's gonna win that team because I don't like any of those guys.
In on Stroud, not much to say. In on Stroud.
In
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. Man, what a fucking freak show that guy might turn out to be, and what a sad story of what could have been that guy might be.
heard why they finished going to draft last year. Heard a lot of people weren't very high on him. Was kind of worried, but he picked him, and he looked amazing until he got injured. I think he was really looking good, and the injury came to us unfortunate time. So if again, barring health.
In, I hope.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, I'm out. I'm out on Lawrence.
And, we have to, yeah. And
Mahomes, in on Mahomes. Who's the Raiders quarterback right now? Aiden O'Connell?
I think so, yeah.
I'm out on Aiden O'Connell. I've watched him play football. I'm out on Aiden O'Connell. I've seen him look good a couple of times, but I'm out on Aiden O'Connell.
He's had a couple of games, I would say out, but I say just in the top.
Okay.
I want to see more as a rookie.
Because he was an actual rookie last year, right? Aiden? I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Pending, but I'm going to put an out on it for right now.
Pending.
Pending, but in. Yeah, gotcha. Herbert, that's another one, man. That's just weird. We'll see. We'll see. In on the talent, the guy's obviously very talented. In on the talent. I can't wait to see what Harbaugh looks like in the NFL again.
Because I think he has, like you said, a lot of talent, and I don't think he's had a coach for years. And I think Harbaugh can be a quarterback whisperer. I think Harbaugh's going to do really special things with Justin Herbert this year.
Colin Cowherd called Harbaugh autistic in his podcast a couple of months ago, and the guy that he was talking to just kind of kept going, and they didn't even slow down while they were talking about it. To the point where I was like, am I making this up? And I go back and listen again, and no, they clearly called him autistic. And Jim Harbaugh is pretty clearly autistic. I mean, I think if you listen to him talk, if you see his mannerisms, I don't know, maybe not, but I thought it was very interesting. I'm very interested to see, and autism is a spectrum. I'm not calling the guy retarded, but just it'd be interesting to see how that kind of stuff plays out. Tua. Fuck, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
Too many head injuries, too many hits. Did that last hit, was it last year or the year before?
Year before.
Last year, I've seen a football game.
Yeah, the fencing's scary. Played really well last year.
Talent, looks really good. Famous situation, gets hit.
I would say not that much talent. Very smart kid. Gets the most out of what he can do. Not a very physically talented person though. Yeah. Compared to the rest of the NFL, of course. I don't know. I'm probably out on Tua if you have to give him $50 million a year. But again, I think a good quarterback Baker and Tua, what's the difference? I mean, we're pretty close. So I'm in on him at that level, but if you have to pay him top of the market, I'm out. New England, let's say I'm in on Drake May. If that's who they end up with, whatever. But I like Drake May. I don't know who New England's quarterbacks are.
If it is Drake May, we're assuming it is for ridiculous. I'm gonna say in potentially. Also, first year from Bill Belichick, I want to see how that team looks.
Yeah.
I think with Gerard Mayo, it could be a totally different look.
For sure.
New quarterback, really hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, and I think even New England's such a bad roster that you could like the quarterback and it would look bad still. I think that would be one of those situations where like a Sam Howell kind of thing where I was like, man, I would like Sam Howell even though his numbers were shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think Drake May is a candidate for that kind of thing. Aaron Rodgers, I'm out, buddy. not after the torn Achilles. We'll see what the draft looks like. I want to see if they look to protect him or if they look to do something else. If they look to protect him, if we see that offensive line looking passable, then I'm probably in because arm talent just doesn't fade. The guy will be able to rip the ball until he's 60. You know, like the arm talent doesn't fade, and he's a smart guy. He can read defenses. But if that line isn't there, he's not going to be there. You know, like he's going to get his arm broke. You know?
We had Tyron Smith from the Cowboys, who's a good offensive lineman. We're hoping we get a lineman tomorrow. I said that earlier. But you're 30, what, 37, 38? Coming off an Achilles tear?
40.
Is he 40 now?
40.
You're going to have to search me. I'm fingers crossed. I want to succeed. I want. I've got
in, please, in, please, in, please, in, please. Yeah. Ooh, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. Who finishes the season? Russell Wilson's going to start it. Who's going to finish?
I think it might be Fields.
Me too.
I don't know how much Russell Wilson has left. I really don't.
He doesn't. The guy's been cooked for about 3 years. The last good week of football that Russell Wilson played was like week 11 of 2020. And then he went... pretty funny, actually. He was a guest on the Bill Simmons podcast and just fell off a tank literally that week. And like 3 weeks afterwards, somebody came in and was like, Bill, you killed Russell Wilson. What happened? And I'm not kidding you. It never recovered. Like, he was okay in 2021, and not really, though. And, like, I watched him every week. I was like, this is not the same guy. And when he got traded, I called Pittman immediately. I was dying. I was so sick. And I was like, I hope you know that he's fat and out of shape and doesn't care anymore. And he was like, you are such a bitter Seahawks fan. And I was like, you'll see. And I hung up. It's super funny, dude. I'm super out on Russell Wilson. I don't know about Justin Fields. I don't know. I think he's one of the most exciting athletes in the NFL, and he might suck at playing quarterback.
I think every under right circumstances, I think there's something there. I don't think we've seen the best of him, and I want to see what Sean Payton can do. I'm tentatively in on Justin Fields.
Not Sean Payton. He's in Pittsburgh. Who is it? Sorry. It's Arthur Smith. Is the OC in Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, but I was thinking Denver because of Russell. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Fuck Sean Payton, by the way. Will Levis. I'm in. I like him. I've seen him play a few games. He plays way too reckless. I'm in. I think he's fun.
I'm out.
A little crazy, but I don't know. Watching him truck defenders, I'm like, I'm in on this guy. What a barrel of fun. Probably not a winning quarterback, but God, what a bucket of fun that guy is. Out for what reasons exactly?
Just never impressed me.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's the guy. I think there's a lot of talent, or was a lot of talent on that team. He's one of those guys just never grabbed me.
Yeah.
He changed, but right now, it's kind of a generic answer. But
yeah, no, I get you. It's fine. He wasn't a super impressive player, but I think some of the things he did physically, I was just like, wow, that is intense. Like, that guy ran the ball like he was trying to kill people. And I don't know how long. I don't think Will Levis is going to be a winning quarterback in the NFL by any means, but at least he won't for the next couple of years. But wow, that guy's going to be a lot of fun to watch for the next couple of years. I think that'll be one that you get some text about, like, did you just see what Will Levis did? And it might be a bad interception, but it might also be him running over somebody's middle linebacker. Which, I don't know. That's enough for me. Well, shit. Let's call this a day here. Maybe we check in either during or after the first round, and we will eventually talk some baseball, but I got to check out and get ready for bed because I have to work like a slave in about 8 hours. I'm
getting ready to wind down tonight too, but yeah, we'll definitely pick him up tomorrow, and